They are majestic athletes, athletic yet powerful. They are focused athletes, precise yet daring. This is the sport of show jumping, and when horse and rider are so in sync, the result is flawless. Welcome to NESN's coverage of the Silver Oak Jumper Tournament Grand Prix. We are at Fieldstone Show Park, 28 miles south of Boston in Halifax, Massachusetts. Alongside rider and trainer Kristen Bumpus, I'm Frank Waters. There is McLean Ward, a pillar of the sport, two-time Olympic gold medalist and recent winner of the Pan American Games. For more, here is our third member of the crew, Elle Duncan.
I'm here with his beautiful wife, Lauren, and their 6-month-old daughter, Lily. Say hi to NESN, Lily. How much have you seen McLean change after becoming a father as it comes to show jumping?
Well, it certainly hasn't changed his focus in the ring, that's for sure. But I would say at the end of the day, if we've had a tough day, there's always something wonderful to come home to. And I mean, we just can't enjoy having a new baby any more than we are.
I know that McLean has talked a lot about over the next year or so, his focus is on Rio and getting prepared for Rio. Yes. Do you kind of get a sense of how high the stakes are as you approach something huge like the Olympics?
I mean, absolutely. This is not only our profession, but it's our whole life. So every day we're thinking about it and gearing towards it. And I mean, it's on our minds every minute of the day for sure.
How soon before Lily's on a horse?
She's already sat on one, of course. We couldn't resist. But yeah, she seems to love the animals already, so we're really excited about that.
Thanks, Elle, a future Olympian perhaps in 2036. Show jumping is divided into 2 rounds, the first round and a jump-off. The goal is a clear round under the time allowed, which in the first round today is 84 seconds. Number 20 on course, Primo de Revelle with Paul O'Shea. He has the ride for Michael Hayden out of Wellington, Florida. And a big winner here of this competition just 2 years ago. Now, before the class started, Kristen, you walked the course. How did you find it?
Well, what we do is we walk the course, you kind of walk the distances in between the jumps, and you get a general idea as to how many strides, canter strides, you'd like to do in certain places. Olaf Peterson, the course designer, has a tendency to do lots of bending lines, nothing really straight. He likes to work on both leads, and generally a horse is able to jump better off of one lead versus the other, so it's a good test as to who the best horse is to make sure that they can jump equally as well off of the left lead as the right.
And as you can see here with Paul, that obviously this combination loves to be on the grass, and they love Olaf's courses because they've had a lot of success at Silver Oak in the past, both before it moved to here at Fieldstone and also when it was up, in New Hampshire. Paul was a winner there also, as well as here.
Yeah, and it takes a certain type of horse to go well on the grass. Some horses really enjoy the grass. They're really good at the different types of footing. Some horses really get a little defensive about it, and this one clearly enjoys it.
Well, don't forget Paul being Irish, and the Royal Dublin Horse Show, more than 120 years old, is still on grass.
Great ride. So here Paul is turning into the triple bar. So ideally you'd like to come forward and get a nice deep distance. You want to get a lot of height and width across the jump, and then stretch up and set your horse up for a little quiet into the combination. So there's kind of the test of the course. You have to get across the triple bar, get your horse slowed down and organized, and then get enough energy to jump through the triple without knocking anything down.
245 is Annabelle 28. Here's young Benjamin J. Meredith. He's riding for Shady Sport Horses LLC, an entry out of Towson, Maryland. Just 31 years of age. He actually grew up in Australia but is based in Wellington, Florida now, and operates the BGM show stables. Having a lot of success since he came over to the United States, and he's actually a very talented young rider.
He did quite a few young horses in the young jumper classes this week, so I have a feeling that he's bringing a lot of these horses along on his own. Little rub at the end of that line, but left it up.
But again, as you can see, it's another scopy horse. It's jumping big over these fences. Little rattle there, but he's still safe as he comes around half around the course now, and he's still clear.
Yeah, he looked like he just got a little stuck in the air, jumped up, and
ooh, how lucky can you get? Sometimes
really
those rubs,
rub there.
Kristen, will waken the horse up, and they will come through and start jumping a little bigger once they've felt that rattle from one of those poles.
It either works for you or against you. It either rattles them and makes them a little nervous, or it makes them jump a lot better.
This one's jumping better. He's coming to the wall, and he's clear so far. And he's now just 2 fences from home. Let's see if this young Australian can join those 5 clears. And he does.
Number 8 has stayed up somehow, but it's a clear round here for Ben Meredith and Annabelle 28. So we have a total of 6 going to our jump up now.
So Ben trying to set his horse up. He jumps up and he bounces that rail right out of the cups, and it just falls right back in. And he's very lucky because those plastic cups are easy to come out of the standards, and sometimes the cups fall out before the rails do.
59 on course, Zelda, Sarah Siegel riding for the TK Farm and American Equestrian Associates, an entry out of Far Hills, New Jersey and Flemington. Now, Sarah, being a woman out there competing against the men, and they do compete on equal levels, right there, Kristen?
Yeah, you know, I think this is one of the few sports at all that there is no separation between men and women. We do a lot of separating levels and ages, but definitely not separate classes for men and women. Everybody shows equally.
And Sarah, as you can see, she's got an unbelievable balance, and just look at the hand she's giving as the horse goes over the fences. She's not interfering with it whatsoever. She's checking the stride, and most importantly, as they come around, you can see that she's settling her horse down into that final line of fences that are on course, the triple combination.
And Sarah's been a little on fire lately. I watched her show about a month ago, and I'm pretty sure she won just about every class she went in. She's a fast rider, she's a confident rider, and she does a very nice job. Seems to be doing the same as we speak.
And she's over the NESN fence, 1 fence from home. There she goes, and a clear round there for Sarah Siegel and Zelda, 59.
And here comes Sarah over the last jump. Her horse jumps really, really high and great. And here's a sign of a true horseman where she really legs him through this finish line to make sure she stays within that time allowed.
Entre Nous is on course. It's number 32, Lauren Tisbo. She is representing Equestrian Farms out of Wellington, Florida. She is 30 years old now, but she grew up outside of Chicago. And, you know, when I started there 16 years ago announcing at Lamplight, I remember this young lady who was going through the ranks of equitation hunters, and then, of course, she decided that her sport would be show jumping. She's done very well in that, and she rides for her family's Equestrian Farms that is now based in Wellington, Florida. Entre Nous, a great horse for her. She's had a lot of experience with this. And Lauren, of course, is not just one of the top show jumpers, she's also a very keen equestrian in all divisions and as a trainer. So Entre Nous is on course number 32. And again, beautifully through that combination, you can see that she's got that drive, that determination, and most importantly, because she's come into top-class show jumping like all of our riders out there, she wants to win, and she's 2 fences from home, safely over the NESN fence, coming up to the last stood right back there, and she's clear. It looks like she's within the time. Clear round for Entre Nous.
For the top prize money spots in our $75,000
Lauren's horse jumped this entire course very easily. Came down to the last line and just made it look like they were small and simple and just never even had a rub the entire course.
Well, 465, here's Retiro with McLean Ward. He owns this horse with Susan Heller, and it's an entry out of Brewston, New York. And you, Kristen, have a good background with McLean. You've known each other since children.
Yeah, we rode at the same barn together when we were junior riders, and he's always been a great competitor. He's always been successful in the jumpers, and he's just a pleasure to watch ride. He makes everything look so easy, and I know that he's working hard, but he certainly never looks it.
Well, if you take a look at his seat, his balance, his legs, his hands, everything is in perfection with the horse. It's literally, basically, they become one.
And his horses really respond well to that. I rarely see him on a horse that he doesn't ride well, and I'm sure it's because he rides so well. But he just brings out the best in every horse that he rides.
Well, what is interesting watching him go around this course is, as you said just a few seconds ago, it is absolutely effortless with him. And as he comes around to the last three fences on course, he is clear so far. And he's coming over the wall now with just 2 to go. And first of those 2, of course, is ours. It's the NESN fence.
Nice.
And he now comes over that last rail to give us a clear round there from McLean Ward and Retiro, 465. I think Lily approves.
So here you can see this horse really twisting and turning and getting his body out of the way to clear that jump, and that's because McLean really gives him a lot of confidence and a lot of balance, and that horse really can try hard for him to jump clear.
Have you ever seen a horse on a treadmill? Stay with us here on NESN.
Welcome back to the beautiful grounds here at Fieldstone Show Park in Halifax, Massachusetts. We're looking at McLean Ward taking a break with his wife Lauren and baby Lily as he prepares for his 2 runs and the jump off, which are coming up. All of this running, and meanwhile the horses never seem to wear down. It's probably because, like most athletes, they train for top performance. I want you to check out a supersized piece of exercise equipment that prepares the horses for today, and it's something that might look a little familiar to you.
This is actually an equine treadmill, much like a human treadmill, only obviously bigger and a little bit more industrial strength because it's going to carry a 1,600-pound horse, is a way to supplement the actual riding of the horses, which typically happens every morning, and give them a less stressful, relaxing, but yet still very physically beneficial, workout in the afternoon. They're about $55,000. It's computerized. I'm standing in front of a microprocessor. We actually have customized programs in here for each of the horses for different days of the week that involve elevation and hill work and flat work. So to be fair, there's a lot more to this than there is the typical treadmill. The physical benefits of this are largely musculature. It's not like they're galloping on it and doing cardiovascular work, although there's some of that benefit. But it develops the muscles along the top end of the horse, the back, their hindquarters, where all of their power comes from in the competitive ring when they're jumping these massive obstacles. And it's natural. It's no different than if you or I were out power walking for exercise in the park.
Thank you, Al. Well, 321, it's Le